Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, everybody watching out there. This is going to be another special shoutcast. This is the first one I've done of an in-house game for a hot minute, but it is going to be a fun one to watch, I guarantee it. I'm CaptainFlowers, here with Gordan Ramsey, the chef, the man, the myth, the legend himself, and we're going to be casting this Houseparty5v5 game to check out all the action going down here on Summoner's Rift. Chef, how you feeling about this one?
This is going to be, in my opinion, a bloodbath. We just have a hyper-aggressive early game team coming out from the blue side, and then you have champions who can do just crazy things in team fights. You have Lux, Graves, and Olaf on the purple or red side, so I think this is going to be pretty explosive, and it being a solo league game, everybody, from what I've experienced, is always out for blood, so this is going to be a war zone.
Yeah, when it's a solo league game, these guys have played with each other before. They kind of know how each other like to play. There's those reputations on the line. Everybody's looking to make their mark on this one. This is a high-ranked game overall, mostly diamond players, couple of plats, a silver, and a master level player to go with them. Going to be a lot of fun to watch. We've also got people on champions that we know they know how to carry with. Tai2G's Gragas, Won't Let You Down Zed, Super Frank 99 on the Olaf, Strathghost on the Lux. These guys all know how to get the job done with those champs. I'm looking forward to seeing what kind of crazy plays they can make with them.
So pretty standard level 1, it was just a line from both teams. And interesting that both junglers are actually starting at their respective Gromp and Krugs getting leaked by their bot lane instead of allowing them to take the camp themselves.
I actually see that a lot in games, not just Houseparty5v5 custom games, but in solo queue games and in general non-competitive 5v5 full team matches. Junglers will start in the bottom half of the map just because they don't do that whole let the AD carry and the support leash the EXP. It's something that I don't usually see much of unless it's at the highest level of play.
Mm-hmm. And to me, I would ask for it, even if they're not familiar with it, because it's pretty easy to do, and it can get you such a huge advantage in that bot lane.
Yeah.
And it doesn't really affect your jungler. It's a little slower of a clear, but by like 3 seconds, because your top laner has to leash, so...
A little bit slower of a clear, and if you're on red side, it can actually inconvenience some junglers pretty hard if they're very blue dependent. But considering it's Apricot on Graves, I don't think the blue is going to be too much of an issue for him. He can still just kite around, use the bullets. But it doesn't matter anyway. Both sides still started with the bot lane. Both junglers still going to be starting down there. So the AD carries and the supports, no extra gold or experience under their belts from those camps. As Strike and Arcana pressuring in Mateusz in 1358 early, using the power and the range on that Caitlyn.
First stun coming out, not going to connect in that bot lane. And that is, gank coming down mid.
Strathghost in some trouble, going to be able to sidestep that Sonic Wave. Damage still comes through, flashing forward, almost able to find the damage. Won't Let You Down, is not able to find what he's looking for. Strathghost walks away with 50, probably not even that, just 20 health remaining. He has got to be sweating after that one.
That was incredibly well played by Strath to survive there. However, he waited till the last possible second to use that barrier to make sure they do not take him out under the turret. It was very clever of Won't Let You Down to last second throw down that ignite, but the potion or the biscuit will just barely keep Lux alive there.
And that's nice early pressure coming out from Hadu as well. Even though they weren't able to find the kill, they still send Strath home. They still blow both summoner spells. And when you're in a lane with such high kill pressure like a Zed, you've got to be careful. Those summoner spells being down, that's going to make him have to play a lot safer.
Look for another gank or potentially just in 2 minutes when Zed hits level 6 for an all-in opportunity again in that mid lane.
And we were talking in the Champions Select lobby, right, about how this blue team's got to get ahead early. They got to make sure they're doing stuff early on in this game with their AD composition. Arcana going to be taking a lot of damage from those spinning axes. Mateusz, he's exhausted. Can he find any more? Strike getting himself back. The headshot's going to make the trade a little bit more even. But with Soraka there to heal Draven up, Mateusz can continue to apply this kind of pressure here in the bottom half as Arcana and Strike quickly learn they cannot bully this Draven around forever.
Yep, and that is just the power of Soraka right there. Pretty much does not lose any 2v2 fight, so look for Apricot to potentially help out the bot lane there.
Apricot making the gank here middle. Won't Let You Down using the shadow, and that's Apricot's green light to go ahead, dash himself in there, find some damage. Not enough to actually force Won't Let You Down away, but enough pressure to at least make him be a little bit more careful, maybe a little bit more passive.
Just letting him know, I got Strathghost's back. I'm looking out for
I'm looking out for Strath. He's not alone.
He's not alone. He's not alone. He's not alone. He's not alone. He's not alone. He's not alone. He's not alone. He's not alone. He's not alone. He's not alone. He's not alone. He's not alone. He's not alone. He's not alone. He's not alone. He's not alone. He's not alone. He's not alone. He's not alone. He's not alone. He's not alone. He's not alone. He's not alone. He's not alone. He's not alone. He's not alone. He's not alone. He's not alone. He's not alone. He's not alone. He's not alone. He's not alone. He's not alone. He's not alone. He's not alone. He's not alone. He's not alone. He's not alone. He's not alone. He's not alone. He's not alone. He's not alone. He's not alone. He's not alone. He's not alone. He's not alone. He's not alone. He's not alone. He's Alright, so Lee Sin already going back and completing his tier 2 jungle item. He ends up picking up the warding version of it, so he can do some sick insect plays here, or attempt to do them, and just keep general vision control in favor for the blue team to potentially get those early picks that they need.
And Tracker's Knife is really useful for a lot of different reasons, but honestly, I think Lee Sin gets more use out of it than almost any other jungler because of the synergy he has with ward hopping. Not only do you get the natural utility of being able to place down wards, you get the mobility of being Lee Sin and having wards always at your disposal.
And on the flip side of that, we're actually seeing Apricot on Graves go for just the damage rush in double longswords and trying to really affect the map early on. Instead of getting vision control, he's just going to go for that brute damage and probably look to brute force a gank in the bot lane.
Of course, usually when we see Graves, it's going to be Skirmisher Saber into Warrior. Full damage outload, going to go for the challenging smite for the extra true damage procs, and Warrior, of course, just loading all that AD into his opponents. Ty and Super Frank going to trade a couple of blows here topside, but nothing too serious. Ty already up to 2 Doran's rings, so making sure he's strong in the lane against this Olaf.
Interesting to note, Olaf actually decided to bring Fervor up in this top lane instead of the Grasp of the Undying, so he has a little bit of extra damage there.
Apricot not in a good spot. Deathmark looking to come down, won't let you down. He's got the first blood. That's going to go the way of the blue team as Super Frank pops the Ragnarok here on the top side, looking to go further onto Ty2G. A cask will knock him back, but it doesn't knock him into the turret range. Ty still might be looking for blood on this one, but he's got to be careful. Out of mana is not a good spot to be when you're facing an Olaf. Low health just means he attacks that much faster. He will just walk himself away, but Ty's got to be careful. Now in the bot lane, Hadu.
I was glad he backed off there, because as soon as I saw his mana pool, I was like, you will not win that all in. It's an Olaf.
Oh, it looks so bad.
Stronger as he goes further and further down.
It's so deceptive, too, because you don't expect the amount of lifesteal he has, which is even more than it ever was now after his most recent buffs to Vicious Strikes. So he'll vamp up really quickly, and Gragas just trying to sit there and auto-attack him, or maybe enchant a single barrel guzzle and then auto-attack him. It's not going to do enough.
So CS across the board looking pretty even. There's just a slight advantage in that mid lane, and we'll see if he can actually grow that advantage with going back and spending that first blood gold.
First blood on a Zed is definitely not where you want to be if you're on this red team right now. That is the kind of champion that can snowball all sorts of disasters.
If you're on blue team, you're elated. You're like, that's exactly how our team needs. We need somebody to make a pick early on in these fights so we can just kind of steamroll them.
You need somebody to be so far ahead that it doesn't matter when your opponents start stacking that armor in the mid game, because you can just delete them anyway.
So, just taking a look, Draven, he is stacking up pretty hard here on his Adoration stack, so we'll see which jungler will decide how that will play out, whether or not the Lee Sin will try and get him cashed in, or if Graves will try and shut him down. But look forward to that within the next couple of minutes here.
And that's so snowbally to begin with, right? The way the AD carries and supports interact with each other. If one gets really far ahead, it's just a nightmare there in the bot lane. But with Draven, it's even more so because of that stack mechanic you just mentioned. If Adoration gets cashed in, that's way more damage coming his way next time he goes back to shop. But if it gets shut down, then he's just getting no use whatsoever out of his passive, and he's at that much more of a disadvantage.
So, one play that blue team could actually go for here with both teleports on either side coming up relatively soon, and the way the lane's been going in the bot lane, Draven and Soraka have been pushing them to the turret constantly, so maybe they try and get a deep ward behind it, let Zed roam down, and then have Gragas teleport and just 5-man bot lane try and cash in those stacks, so that is an option that they have.
Arcana looking to force the fight here, bottom side. Mateusz, he's going to be exhausted. Arcana trying to drop that ultimate in time, keeping himself invulnerable. Apricot showing up. He's got into the line down, looking for the kill on to 1358. You've got to kill the Soraka first, more often than not. Stun's going to come through, will not connect onto Mateusz. 1358, got to get himself away. He will be able to block that ace in the hole. Earthman Strike still got the kill, flashing himself forward, but he will die in the follow-up. Mateusz taking that one. It's going to be a 1 for 2 so far. The red team overextends, and blue team is here to capitalize on that mistake. Ty2G up under the turret. Double kill for the fat man.
So if you are a red team, you have to ask yourself, was that worth it? In their head, they're like, we have to focus Soraka, which is good, because you have to kill Soraka or else you'll never kill the AD carry. But at the same time, you're not killing a Draven who's just throwing auto attacks into you. You turret dive, you go 1 for 1, but the Draven comes out with the kill. So blue team actually just ballooning their lead now to just over 2,000 gold.
An Earthman Strike flashing under the turret I honestly can't say I'm a fan of that decision, because when you flash under the turret to find the kill onto the Soraka, yeah, you're flashing in, you're going for the Soraka, you might be able to get the kill. But even if you get it, you're still dead, right? So at best, it's a 1-for-1. Those aren't the kind of plays you got to be looking for.
A whole Ghostblade completed for Draven on his first bet. He picks up some boots as well as some biscuits. He
There's
is going
the adoration.
to be terrifying in the 2v2.
There is the adoration. That item spikes so much harder than most AD carry items too, because that's one thing whenever people discuss AD carries, they talk about the power spike. Strathco is being forced to flash away here in the mid lane. Hadu trying to flash behind him for the insect, but he's not able to get it. Almost brought down by the turret, while Super Frank just pummels Ty here in the top lane. Won't let you down over the wall with the shadow, looking for a little bit more damage. Ignite's gonna do it. The fadeaway will kill him. Won't let you down, got the kill. Meanwhile, Apricot rotates over. Collateral damage, able to find 1 kill. Can they get number 2? Won't let you down, trying to get the death mark onto Apricot, but it's already a double for Graves.
And that is exactly what the red team needed. Just a little bit of over-aggression and a little bit of misplay from the blue team gives them 2 kills right back, just to bring back that gold deficit just a little bit here.
It's still anybody's game, honestly. With a mistake like that, that shows that blue team might be ahead, but they're not invincible, they're not infallible, they're still going to get a little bit over aggro sometimes, and that's punishable. Arcana will not find the stun on Mateusz, and now they got to be so very careful. Here comes the damage, whirling death coming through. Mateusz already able to find 1. Can he find 2? Answer is going to be yes. Double kill, Mateusz.
And just the power of him being able, he took like 3 to 4 turret shots there without a care in the world just because he had Soraka, so he just played his advantage perfectly in that bot lane, coming up with 2 more kills here.
Speaking of wish, Soraka making the wish there in the top half of the map, trying to keep that top laner alive, but Apricot's gank already brings Ty down. Strath trying to get himself away from Zed here in the mid lane. Can he actually do it? I don't know why he's sticking around that long to get the extra auto attacks. Won't let you down. Almost able to find the kill. Instead, he has to walk away unfulfilled as Strathghost still decides to stick around. He is a single shadow into Shuriken combo away from dying, and there it is. Won't let you down. Goes right back in. Strathghost has to be prepared for outplays like that. Won't let you down. An experienced Zed player. Diamond 2 player, Zed main. Here comes the kill from Hadu into Apricot as well. Blue team punishing red side mistakes now.
And the snowball has begun for the blue team. Every single one of their members is, in my opinion, ahead of their respective lanes. Besides maybe top, there's a CS differential there for the Olaf that might have it even, but that's not really the lane that's going to be able to just bring the red team back into this game. They're going to have to really stop the bleeding right now, or else they're just going to look to get completely walked over in these early game fights.
Plus, take a look at the itemization. It's what we were talking about earlier in the pick and ban phase.
Yep.
Super Frank went with a full magic resist item. He didn't just stop at half. He didn't just go for the Cowl or the Hex Drinker. He built the full Spirit Visage, and that's only useful against Ty. Now Hadu up here on the top side, he's not going to care about magic resistance whatsoever. Super Frank trying to make it a 1-for-1, almost able to find the damage, but almost is not going to get you that kill. Hadu picks up 1 for his top laner, and that's going to be blue team pulling ahead 10-4.
And you pop that Ragnarok and you're immune to CC, but you are not immune to all damage, and they're just like, we're gonna kill you there. We don't really care, so...
Apricot, what can he find?
The map.
In a line, not going to be there. Apricot's doing everything he can to try to rotate around and actually get these kills, get these follow-ups. But look at the kill participation on the junglers. 1-1-6 on Lee Sin, 2-3-2 on Apricot. Lee is responsible or part of almost twice as many kills as Apricot is right now.
And it's got to be hard for Graves because he's got to be everywhere at, all at the same time. It feels really bad. Every lane is losing individually, so he's just got a lot of pressure on him to bring his team back. That heal bot lane.
Mateusz is almost 1v2 in these guys. Having to use the heal to keep himself alive. Strathghost in some trouble. Won't let you down. Gonna grab that kill. Mateusz, 1 more auto attack. Takes down the Caitlyn. The 1v2 reaches full force as Arcana 3 has to retreat. A single auto attack away from death. Super Frank trying to clean up whatever he can here in the mid lane. Apricot's got collateral damage. Flash away from 1358. The Undertow's not there. Neither is into the line. Apricot looking to go deep under the turret, but he can't even find it. Hadu here with the follow-up, and that's going to be another kill heading the way of the blue side. Ty2G grabs that one. Super Frank is now alone behind enemy lines, and help is not coming. Hadu grabs kill number 2.
And man, oh man, has that snowball just turned into an avalanche now for the blue team.
That's an appropriate way to put it.
Almost 8,000 gold up at 15 minutes in this game. It is going to be nearly impossible for the red team to come back from this, because if you look at the itemization of people, like you said, Olaf he just now started getting armor items, and Lux falling behind against the Zed, having to go for that early Zonias. Her damage is going to be so incredibly weak until her 3-4 item power spike, so they're going to have to pull off a crazy stall here, or else it might end up being a 20-minute GG.
I don't even think it's just a stall. I think stall's the beginning of it, the tip of the iceberg. They're going to need a lot of mistakes from their opponents to buy that kind of time they need. Won't let you down, Tai, Hadu, they've all got to get so overconfident and just start diving everything that they can find. And that might be a way for Red Team to come back. But 8,000 gold 15 minutes in, that's pretty crazy.
But when you're in this position as the Red Team, you got to just somewhat try and find the light at the end of the tunnel. It sucks to say, but you can have in the back of your mind, hey, we might lose all of our outer and inner turrets. Meanwhile, a fight going on, though.
Here's the opportunity. Strike. He's able to collapse and find kill number 1. Hadu looking to get himself away. And right there's the overconfidence we're talking about. Hadu thinks he can jump behind the Taric, go straight for Strathgos' Lux, but instead he overextends into 4 people instead of the 2 he thought it was, gets himself in a precarious situation that causes his support to get picked off.
So hopefully we'll have a little brief moment before another fight interrupts, but oh,
good damage coming down from Strathgos, but honestly, it's not as much as you'd hope for. Considering she hit him with all 3 spells and he's still only at half HP, Strath would be liking a lot more damage than that right now.
And that just goes back to the point where she has to optimize or atomize for that Zonias, and that really does put a little gimp in her damage early on to trying to get those 100% to 0 kills there. So it seems scary, but she's not really packing a lot of heat at the moment.
And that's not really something Red Team can afford to have be the truth right now. They need to be able to pick these guys off. When Blue Team overextends, it won't matter if Red Team doesn't have the damage to appropriately punish it. And that goes even deeper than in another game, because right now, Soraka's got the heals. In any other game, obviously, not having enough damage is always a problem. But against a Soraka, it's that much more intense. Mateusz now looking for the 1v2 once again, almost able to find the kill into Apricot. Almost isn't even needed in that sentence. He corrupts me before I even get to the end. He's found himself another kill. 5-0-2 now on the Draven. Yumu's Ghostblade into that Mercurial Scimitar. So incredibly impossible to deal with, even in 2v1. Super Frank, he's got the Ragnarok, but he can't go into the turret for Tai. Meanwhile, Hadu's saying, I'll just solo Dragon. The rest of the team's taking care of everybody. There's no worries.
And I like that play by Hadu there. He realized they had the pressure across the map. They had everybody allocated for it. They knew where everyone was. So he knew his team wasn't really in any danger, so he's safe to just solo that Dragon there.
Arcana looking to drop the ultimate to keep himself and his AD carry safe. Hadu's got the Sonic Wave. Strathgos is here. Strike grabbing the kill into 1358. Red Team, can you guys find anything else? I don't think you'll be able to, but instead, they lose their mid lane tier 1 turret. That's turret number 3 going the way of the Blue Team now. 2 dragons, 3 turrets compared to 0 all for their opponents. The objective game now just as strong as the kill game here for the Blue Team.
So, little bright notes for Red Team. Just recently, 2 kills going over to Caitlyn to bring her back to a 3-3 score. So she's very close to that 2-item power spike in the Hurricane as well as Infinity Edge. And if she goes untouched in some of these fights, like you said, where if Blue Team over-aggresses, you can punish them very, very hard here. So look to see how clean Blue Team can team fight and make these picks late game. And as it goes on and on, as they start knocking down these outer and inner turrets, it actually becomes harder and harder for them to physically dive into the base. It's very hard for them to crack and hit turrets, so that might be a way for Red Team to get back into this game.
Red Team's got to have and be looking for every single way they can find. Undertow will not find its way onto Won't Let You Down. Super Frank and Apricot almost able to find a big kill there. Sadly, they're just a little bit too far away from the damage they need. Apricot going to be taken low. Strathgos has the snipe. American Sniper Luck shows up big. Super Frank going deep under the turret. He's got the Undertow, but Tai2G's returning the damage, knocking him back underneath the turret. Super Frank almost dead here. He will end up dying to Tai2G. A double kill for Strathgos. Hadu's going to grab the kill credit for that kill into Super Frank. Trying to drop the Sonic Wave, can't quite get where he needs to go. Meanwhile, Mateusz here in the bot lane, he's got Soraka behind him, and he's got no fear whatsoever. Even if Caitlyn and Taric show up, he's already proved he can 1v2.
Alright, so we are seeing a little bit of over-aggression coming from the Blue Team, but they do end up getting a return kill up in that top lane, but that team fight that happened top just let the bot lane of blue just force them into the turret. But I guess we're seeing equal pressure on the opposite side, again, in top lane.
And this is what you're talking about just, what, a minute ago, where you were saying that as more of these turrets fall, it's harder and harder for blue team to actually dive into these guys and make the plays they're looking for. Now that Mateusz actually has to go that deep into enemy territory, he can't make it work. Speaking of not being able to make it work, Apricot, I don't think you're walking away from this one alive. The Shuriken is there, and he is going to fall. Arcana 3 going to be taken low. Whirling Death secures kill number 1. Flashing forward, Mateusz has number 2. Super Frank looking to contest this one, take both these guys down, but it's going to be a tricky job when you don't have that Ragnarok. Mateusz just going to kite him backwards. Spinning axe after spinning axe. Legendary here on the Draven. 8-0-2.
I was about to say, Olaf is in the flank, but Draven was like, you're trying to flank Draven? How about I just kill your teammates before you even get here?
How about you have a couple of spinning axes on me? No problem.
He is having just an incredible game here, and they finally do
Phenomenal.
that's huge for blue team. Cracking the base here, opening up that bot inhib, which is the best inhib for them to have split push pressure on, being the blue team here.
Yeah, bot lane inhibitor is always the one you want to go for. If you had to take your pick of any inhibitor on the map, ask anybody who actually knows League of Legends, they're going to say bot lane. We want bot lane every single time because its opposite end of the map is Baron. So if blue team can force this one down, and I say if only kind of as a matter of being politically correct and polite, because it's a win, it's not an if. These guys are so far ahead, they're going to take that sucker down if they want it. And then as soon as that happens, free pressure for Baron.
Yep, and I think if blue team secures a Baron, this game might just be over because they have so many members. They can operate a 1-3-1 split push and just pressure the map incredibly hard here.
Hadu looking for the pick here onto Earth and Strike. He will be able to bait out the Taric ultimate, although he cannot find the kill he's looking for. Arcana will not land the Dazzle onto Tai2G, walking himself away with the body slam as Hadu just dashes around off to the side. Strathghost is here, but why is Red Team positioning, posturing like they want to take a fight in open ground? That's not how they win at this point.
Hopefully they can recollect themselves and say, you know, we're still behind, but the enemy team is throwing a little bit. Let's just wait for them to make a couple more throws, scale up, get our items, and then take it to them. And if they end up losing a fight in the open because of this, they're going to lose so much of their base. So it's very risky. They have to be so safe when taking these fights out in the open.
Absolutely. They've always got to be very, very aware, because obviously they're stepping forward last time thinking, you know, Hadu's about half HP, we can force this fight, it's a 5v4 most likely. But do you win a 5v4 when you're 10,000 gold behind? When Mateusz is 8-0-2 and has 3.5 items? I don't think you do.
Yeah, it's gonna be very, very hard for Red Team to get back, but it is definitely still doable. And maybe you even see the blue team get frustrated and just try and force onto a Baron. There is always the big purple worm of doom for a throw potential.
The purple worm of doom indeed. Apricot unloading his full burst onto Hadu, taking him down to about a third HP. Hadu sitting here into the brush, able to turn that one around. He's on a rampage, but now he's got to get himself out of danger. Running deep behind enemy lines. Nobody's coming to save him. Hadu's in a whole lot of trouble. He lands Sonic Wave, trying to get away over the wall to Super Frank. He's got to get to Tai2G, who's got the cast to knock everybody away, but he knocks Frank back towards Hadu, who's got the escape over towards the golems. That's teamwork.
And look at the amount of pressure he just applied to the map. It just allows bot lane of blue team to roll into this and take it. Zed's been pushing top lane for the past 30 seconds, and they don't get punished for it whatsoever.
Mateusz's lifesteal's keeping him alive so hard that he doesn't even mind this 2v4 scenario. Now he's going to get stunned up, but he breaks the stun anyway. Looking for even more. Can he find the kill on a Strath? A beautiful Zonya's Hourglass says no. Apricot trying to dash himself in here. Tai2G got the kill onto Arcana 3. Strathghost laser finds that kill into 1358. Mateusz still running wild here in the red team base. He's taken low, but he's not quite dead yet. End of the line will live up to its name, but not quite yet. Here comes Super Frank 99, finally shutting him down, but that was so close to Mateusz finishing off the red team.
That was a display of how you should play Draven right there. He caught every single axe.
Tyler won take notes.
That was, well, I mean, he could take notes, but can't use them.
You can't use them anymore. I can't use notes when you're permabanned.
So toxic, Mateusz. How would you play this champion? But no, that was impeccable play by Draven right there. Just barely falling short of taking him out, but another fight erupts.
Another fight erupting all over the place. These guys never settle down. Won't let you down in Hadu. Try to go in, find that quick kill onto Strike with the surprise burst, but instead they're not able to secure it in time. Arcana 3's ultimate will keep his AD carry safe. Tai2G looking to get himself involved. Arcana 3 flashing away. I don't exactly know what the goal of the flash was. No way he was getting out of that one alive as Tai2G's found his way onto Strike. Hadu comes through in the Sonic Wave. Strike flashing himself away. Still alive for the time being, but won't let you down. Wants to ruin those hopes and dreams real quick. Tai2G can't quite get himself over the wall, but there's no inhibitor turret still alive. Strathghost on a rampage, though, picking off the Fat Man. Hadu's trying to go deep into enemy territory, find something onto someone, somewhere. Can he do it? Sidestepping those skill shots left, right, and center. The beam comes down, almost able to grab the kill on that one. Undertow will land onto Hadu. A little bit more damage will take him. Getting himself away with a good Sonic Wave. Ace in the hole's not going to be there just yet. Won't let you down. Deep now onto Strathghost. A good Zonia's Hourglass once again. These timings are impeccable. Apricot can't quite catch up to Won't Let You Down, but Ace in the hole secures the kill.
And this is looking pretty good for Red. They're finding some kills, but they have to ask themselves, is it maybe just a little too late, because Raven wasn't there the entire time. So yeah, it was a little bit of blue team flexing their muscles in their base, but I don't know if it's enough for red team to come back, because Mateusz right now 1v3.
Mateusz 1v3, can he find it? He's already found one, he's already found two. They can't finish him off. Yes, they can. Double kill from Mateusz. He will fall at the end of the day, but if you die taking two of them with you in a 1v3, does it even count as dying?
I mean, Draven is just saying worth.
Exactly, and he means it. It actually is true this time.
Yes, and it seems as though it's gotten to a point where every individual member on the blue team's like, hey, you sit back, let me 1v3, and then you got next. You got next on the next fight.
They're just lining up.
We're not going to group up as 5. We're just going to see who can make those montage clip plays. And at the moment, it is Draven. He is just doing it all. Draven indeed does it all.
He's the man with the plan. The man of the hour, the man with the power. That is Mateusz on this Draven. 12, 2, and 3. He's got one item left to complete 27 minutes into the game. 231 farm. 12 kills. The man is a monster.
Yeah, this is how you hope every single one of your Draven games goes if you ever play Draven, and he is just living up to that adoration. Everybody should be adoring this man right now. I'm adoring it. I'm assuming you're adoring it.
Oh, how could I not be?
As well.
How could I not be when you play like that? This is the kind of guy that seems to always be on the enemy team's bot lane whenever you play solo queue. That's how good he's doing.
Yep. So, this does seem to be like a little bit of a one-sided match, but we were not wrong in assuming it is going to be a blood battle. Tons of kills coming down. Already 41 clocked in at the 28-minute mark, so it is definitely a pleasing game to cast so far.
Blue team's actually, now that you mention it, they're almost averaging 1 kill per minute. It just now ticked over 3 seconds ago, but they're going to fix that real soon if Mateusz has his way.
And with Baron being acquired on blue team, I do not see much time left for a red team on this rift. I think it's safe to assume that this game might be over very soon, but we never know. They could go crazy dive tier 2 turrets, but a fight erupting.
Won't let you down, jumping himself in. He's taken down immediately, though, and that might be the kind of overextension this red team needs. Tai2G jumping himself in, able to find the cask on Strathghost, who has to flash away. He's going to be brought down before he can even use the Hourglass. 2 for 1, going the way of the blue team. They might lose their Zed, but they've taken down the enemy jungler and mid laner for it. Sonic Wave onto Super Frank, not really the guy you want to go for. A nice juke from Hadu. Mateusz doesn't care about juking, though. He just wants to put these guys in the dirt, and he's going to do it if he can get in range without getting stunned up. A little bit more damage might be going towards this red team if Sonic Wave looks to go in on this one. Once again, Hadu just faking the dash in as Arcana 3. One more auto attack will take him down. Strike the next one to go. Mateusz on an absolute rampage this game. Double kill right there, and now he's looking to make it a triple off of the back of Super Frank. There it is, Mateusz, 15 and 2.
And that should do it for us. Apricot is just now spawning. Maybe if a little bit of BM comes, the game won't end right here, which it looks like it might be the case. But
they might dive into the turret. Hadu soaks the laser for just a second, but he won't go all the way in. Shutdown goes over to Strathghost. Mateusz looking to kill these guys on the steps of their own fountain. One more auto attack onto Apricot. Might just bring him down. Instead, he settles for Strathghost. Walking himself back to the Nexus turret. He'll take that one down in 2 auto attacks. Flashing forward. One more attack. There's Apricot as well. Double kill Mateusz. This dude... We've been praising him all game, but can you blame us? Arcana flashes forward for a stun. He won't get anything from it. And just like that, just shy of 30 minutes, the blue team locks it away.
Poor Tai2G, man. He was just wailing away on that last turret as Tom Gregg. I was like, please just help me end the game.
Just
I
help
want
me
my
win.
rating. But Draven, he's never done fighting, and finishing the game with 17 kills, it's pretty obvious who you got to give the MVP over to. Granted, all of Blue Team played exceptionally well this game.
All of blue team played exceptionally well, but Draven was just exceptionally squared. The dude did an awesome job. Mateusz has got to be feeling good about that one. The whole blue team's got to be feeling good about that one. Thank you guys for tuning into this cast as well. Gordan, this is the first cast we've done together, and I got to say, it was a good time.
I do appreciate it. I enjoyed it as well, and I'm pretty sure if he doesn't get it, I'll gift him that new Draven skin because his ego needs to be as big as the head is on that new Draven skin after that game.
Well, his skills are that big, so if you've got the skills and the kill record to go with it, you've got to have the head to match, right?
Mm-hmm. Crazy stuff.
Well, that's going to wrap it up for us today, guys. Thank you very much for tuning in. If you'd like to catch more of this, if you'd like to got casting on the brain right now. If you'd like to catch more content from both Gordan and I, you can follow us on Twitter. I'm on Twitter at CaptainFlowers2. Gordan, what's yours again?
Gordan Ramsey, LOL.
Gordan Ramsey, LOL. You heard it from the chef himself. So if you're looking to cook up more trouble with this guy, you can follow him right there. I'll be uploading this onto YouTube and then posting it onto the Houseparty5v5 subreddit, reddit.com/r/Houseparty5v5. So if you happen to find this video and you're not familiar with House Party, head on over there if you want to get involved in games like these and play in your very own potentially shoutcasted in-house matches. Thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll catch you next time.